Hello, this is Ron Climer from First Real Estate School in Hendersonville, North Carolina. And this is part of the Black Shirt series. I want you to write this problem down because I'm going to take it away in a minute. It says the replacement cost of a 4,000 square foot building is $100 per square foot. The economic life of the building is 60 years. The effective age of the building is 20 years. The lot is worth $100,000. What is the value of this property? And this is, by the way, this is on page 404 in your textbook if you got the same book that I'm using now. And this is an example of straight line depreciation, sometimes called the age life method. So I'm going to take this problem away, and we're going to do this together. So here's how we're going to do it. By the way, I told you I'm Ron Climer from First Real Estate School. Me wearing the black shirt is why we call this the Black Shirt Theory series, but that's not the only reason. Now, first thing we're going to do, we have the replacement cost is 4,000 square feet. So it's a 4,000 square foot building, and it cost the, Kathy, what's the replacement cost?
$100 per square foot.
Bring me that white paper that's just inside that door. And it cost $100 per square foot to replace this building. So you can go out and build this building anywhere in town for 4,000 square feet times $100. All right, let's take our calculator, and please, please, please do this arithmetic with me on your calculator. Don't sit there like you're watching a TV show. Just do the arithmetic with me. All right, so let's see, 4,000 square feet times $100 per square foot. My calculator says we can build that building anywhere in town, brand new, for $400,000. So that building, brand spanking new, costs $400,000 to build. But it's not brand new. However, it has an economic life. Now, let me remind y'all what economic life is. That means in the estimation of Mr. Appraiser, this building will be economically viable, or that is worth something, for 60 years. Well, if that's true, let's take $400,000 and let's divide it by 60 years. And that will tell us how much it's depreciating per year. All right? I got the 400,000 on my calculator. I'm dividing it by 60 years. So that property is depreciating $6,666.66 per year. So every year it gets older, it's worth $6,666 less. Now, it says in the question, and I hope y'all wrote the question down because Kathy's taking it away, but it says in the question that the property has an effective age of 20 years. Now, let me remind you what effective age is. That means that it appears to be 20 years old. It could be older, it could be younger. If it was younger, it'd probably been abused and beat up, and for some reason it looked older. If it were older, it'd probably been well taken care of and it looked younger. And so, but it has an effective age of 20 years. So that means $6,666.66 times 20 years is how much the building has depreciated. All right, so that number there times 20 years And my calculator says $133,333.33. So that building has depreciated $133,333 in the 20 years that it's been in existence. It's not a brand new building, it's a 20-year-old building. Well, what's that 20-year-old building worth? Well, it would be worth $400,000 if it's brand new, but it's not brand new. It's $133,333 less than brand new. So let's subtract that from the 400,000. All right, whoops. 400,000 minus $133,333. Might as well stick 33 cents in there. So I got $266,667. So that's the value of the building as it is today. So if that building was suspended in midair somewhere, it would be worth $266,667. But it's not suspended in midair, it's sitting on a vacant lot. And the lot is worth $100,000. How do we know that? It tells us that in the question. And for our purposes here, that's the only way we could know the value of the lot is given to us in the question. Now, by the way, why didn't we depreciate the lot? Because land does not depreciate. Land does not depreciate, only the building depreciates. So the building is worth $266,667 plus the $100,000 lot. So the whole thing is worth $366,666 according to straight line depreciation, also called the aged life method. And the truth is, that's pretty accurate the way that we do that. So we took the 4,000 square feet times $100, and that gave us 400,000. We divided that by 60 to ascertain how much it's depreciating per year. We times that by 20 to give us this number, 133,000 is depreciated. We subtracted that from the 400,000, gives us the value of the building, added the value of the building to the value of the lot given in the question, gives us $366,666. Now, there's another way to do this. There's another way to do this, and I've wadded up my eraser here, but let me erase this and I'll show you a way that you may have done it. It's not necessarily a better way, it's just another way. So if we determine the value of the building, 4,000 square feet times $100 per square foot, we know the building's worth 400,000 brand new. Well, if we realize the property has a 20-year economic life and a 20-year effective age, it has a 20-year effective age and a 60-year economic life. Well, if you do this arithmetic, 20 divided by 30, you will see that the property is 33.3% used up. So it's 33% used up. So if we took the 400,000 times this number here, we're going to get that same $133,333. And so that's going to be how much is used up. Same thing, we take the replacement cost, subtract the depreciation, and we're still going to get a $266,666 building. We're going to take our $266,666 building, add it to the $100,000 vacant lot, and going to get the exact same answer. By the way, there's very little of this arithmetic that it can only be done one way. So if somebody else says, well, here's another way to do it, listen to them. You might like their way better than what I've taught you or what your instructor taught you where you're going to school. But there's very few of these problems that can't be done at least 2 ways, sometimes 3 ways. I want you to be able to do it at least 1 way so you can pass your North Carolina real estate exam. And if there's anything we can do to help you do that at First Real Estate School in Hendersonville, or if you know somebody out here close to Asheville that wants to come to real estate school, appreciate you telling them about us. So let's take a look at our next problem. I'm going to have my astute cameraman aim the camera over there on the problem. And the next question says, if a commercial lot is 500 feet by 1900 feet and it sells for $1,200 per front foot. Now, I assume everybody knows that it's very common that commercial property, expensive property, oceanfront property, riverfront property, property that's usually very valuable because of the frontage, it often sells by the front foot. And so this property is selling for $1,200 per front foot. Now, I also assume that everybody here knows, and by the way, when I say I assume you know, you wouldn't be watching this if you hadn't been to real estate school. At least I don't think you would. I don't think anybody's sitting around thinking, oh, let's go watch this YouTube video about how to appraise properties or whatever. But when you see a lot dimension like 500 feet by 1900 feet, traditionally, usually, most of the time, just about always, the front number is the frontage. It's just standard procedure to do it that way. So here's the deal, and if my cameraman will bring the light over here, we've got 500 feet of frontage that cost $1,200 per. All right? If that's true, 500 feet times $1,200, I got my calculator. You take your calculator too. 500 times 1,200, and my calculator says $600,000. Let me double check myself. 500 feet of frontage times 1,200 feet, and that is a $600,000 car lot, furniture store, something that's needs that frontage. They would like that lot better if it was 1,900 by 500, but it's 500 by 1,900. It's going to sell for $600,000. So, by the way, read the comments for these, because when I finish doing the black shirt series, I'm going to put in the comments how much each one was. I don't really know how many it's going to take me to get them all done. So check that out. Ron Climer, that's Ron Climer, First Real Estate School, Hendersonville, North Carolina. Send us a student. Thanks.